Meal delivery in a box company HelloFresh is growing, and fast. And their digital marketing is great, mostly. Never could wink. And teaches us some brilliant lessons that we can apply to our own marketing, whatever we're selling. Lessons in things like marketing segmentation, influencer marketing, and clever content marketing. Whoa, have they got some skeletons in the closet as well? They are wasting tens of millions of dollars a year doing some really weird stuff. Let's take a look. Lesson number 1 is segment your audience to laser target them. HelloFresh segments their audience into 3 personas. Persona 1 is somebody who wants to try new recipes. They're bored of the food that they're cooking at home. Segment 2 is people that can't get to a grocery store to do their shopping. So maybe they live far away or they're too busy. Segment 3 is people who want to try new ingredients, but they can't get access to them locally. So HelloFresh targets each of these personas with the sorts of content and messages that is designed to resonate with them specifically. And here's how it can work for your business. So your customer searches for something on Google, let's say they're in the recipe segment, so they're interested in recipes. Well, they search Google for recipes and they land on a blog post or a recipe all about the topic that they're interested in. You now know that they're in that particular segment, so you pixel them so you can run retargeting ads to them all about recipe content. Now you might also have a CTA on that blog post or that recipe about, hey, get some more recipes from us. You could then run email indoctrination sequences all about recipe content, knowing that this person is going to be interested in that because they're in this segment. You then run this whole process for each of your customer segments, which means you're always targeting all of your potential customers with content that's relevant and interesting to them. Or at least that's the theory. HelloFresh isn't doing the best job of search, but we'll come back to that later on. So how would you split your audience? What are the main reasons that people buy from you? And do you have customers that fit into different groups? What sort of messages would resonate with each of these groups? And what sort of content would you want to retarget each of these groups with? For example, we worked with a business that sold chatbot software, and we helped them identify that there are some particular market sectors that they could sell really well into. One of these might be housing associations, for example, so a very particular niche. But this allowed us to create really laser targeted information for housing associations about how chatbots could be useful. We could then get those people onto the site, pixel them, retarget ads talking about housing association chatbot usage, and get them on a dedicated email list with a follow-up sequence all about how housing associations were benefiting from this software. Ninja. This took them out of just selling generic chatbot software and gave them a much higher value proposition. Lesson 2, be smart with influencer marketing. Influencer marketing has been key to HelloFresh's growth, particularly in the US, where they saw some very strong traction despite it not being their native market. They've been using influencer marketing for a long time, since the early days of influencer marketing, way back in the 2010s, when influencers would post promoted stuff in return for a branded Parker pen and a certificate. Now, HelloFresh has tended to mostly go for what I'd think of as sort of tier 2 influencers. So these are people with millions of followers, but not tens of millions. They're not film stars, they're TV stars. In the UK, for example, they ran a clever campaign with TV presenter Davies where they brought a bunch of smaller influencers in to make the recipes that they were most passionate about. Well, this is cool, but how much traction does it actually get? Well, if we compare HelloFresh's UK and US influencer work, we learn an important lesson. HelloFresh runs quite a lot of UK influencer campaigns, but they don't seem to get that much traction. Yeah, sure, they're thousands of views, but these are things that take a lot of time and energy to produce. If we compare this to the US though, we see that the influencer campaigns over there tend to get much more engagement. Here we've got over 250,000 views. Compare that to the Davina campaign where it's had less than 4,000 views in 3 years. And what's interesting is if you search for HelloFresh on YouTube, you find that it's a lot of these smaller influencers which are getting the traction, which are getting the views, even more than some of the larger, more coordinated influencer campaigns. This is because HelloFresh gives them affiliate codes to share. This makes the influencers incentivized to optimize their content for discovery and search, because every time someone signs up using one of their affiliate codes, they get paid. Look at how these YouTubers have optimized their videos so that they get lots of views for phrases like HelloFresh reviews. Running this sort of referral or affiliate scheme is an influencer marketing super hack. And of course, these smaller influencers that only get paid when someone signs up through their voucher code work much harder to promote their content than a larger named influencers like Davina who does a great job but just shows up to the shoot, gets paid, and then goes home and never has to think about the business again. 2 takeaways here. The first is that anytime you're producing content, whether it's with influencers or whether it's just internally in your business, you need to put in at least as much time, energy, and money promoting it as you did planning, producing, and editing it. Build it and they will come? No, they won't. You have to put in so much energy to make sure this stuff gets traction. Otherwise, there's no point producing glossy, great content with fantastic influencers if no one's going to see it. Nuffield Health is a private healthcare brand in the UK that makes a similar sort of mistake. They've got a decent YouTube channel, but they've got some stuff on here which should be performing way higher. There's nothing more that British people like than a British tennis player doing well. We just want it so badly. Andy Murray was the saviour for millions of Brits, and here is his mother Judy, who is well known in her own right. But 2 months later, because of no promotion, a terrible thumbnail, and a weak topic, this video has fewer than 200 views. Imagine the cost, time and energy that went into planning and producing this for less than 200 views. Then the second takeaway is this idea of activating influencers en masse through running an affiliate or referral scheme. This actually puts your customers to work marketing your business. Lesson 3 is to monetize different types of organic search traffic. A well-promoted brand like HelloFresh is going to get a ton of traffic from search. A lot of this is going to be branded, like people searching for HelloFresh or HelloFresh login. But the real opportunity for growth, both for a large firm like HelloFresh and also smaller businesses, is to target unbranded search, i.e. people searching for what you sell or searching for a problem that you solve who have never heard of you before, and getting them onto your site so that you can introduce yourself. HelloFresh does this well. Mostly. In the US, we can see here how HelloFresh has a good amount of visibility for what we call high commercial intent keywords. So these are keywords that are going to be searched for by someone who could become a potential customer. So what I've done in SEMrush, by the way, you can get a free trial of SEMrush at Thank You Ninjas, is I've just filtered out branded traffic. So this is excluding people searching for HelloFresh. Notice how it's ranking for food delivery in position 11, so that's top of page 2. Huge search volume for this phrase, 201,000 searches per month, and decent commercial intent given that people are willing to spend $3.90 per click, but it's the homepage that's having to rank. This homepage is not optimized to rank for food delivery terms. In fact, the keyword food delivery doesn't even appear on the homepage at all. Now, a better way to attack these keywords would be to group them into topics. For example, if we just pull out all of the keywords here about delivery, we could create a page which was optimized to rank for these, talking about the delivery process, how it all works, where they deliver to, and all of that type of stuff. That page, because it's actually optimized for delivery terms, is going to have a much better chance of ranking than just trying to drive everything through the homepage. Remember those audience segments from earlier? Well, let's build a strategy to target the keywords that they're searching for and build dedicated content pages designed to rank for the sorts of phrases that each of these segments is searching for. You can do this too, of course. Remember, HelloFresh has a customer segment which is interested in new recipes, so they've got loads of recipe content on the site targeting this audience. The takeaway here is to create optimized pages for your keywords or main keyword groups. If you see general pages like your homepage ranking for lots of keywords, particularly if your homepage doesn't even use those keywords, that tells you that there's a lot of potential for SEO growth here. In fact, ideally your homepage ranks for your brand name and maybe some generic terms, but really that's about it. Because just like having dedicated PPC landing pages for some of your search terms, your organic search audience is best served by landing on a page that is specifically about the topic they've searched. And by the way, before I show you the fourth lesson, if you're looking at this thinking, wow, we could really do with some help with our digital marketing, looking at what we're doing well and poorly, good news! Our company Exposure Ninja has a free service designed to help you. Here's how it works. You go to our website, exposureninja.com, click the button to request your free website and marketing review. We'll ask you a few questions and then our team will go away and research what your business is doing well with your digital, where the opportunities are for improvement, and what your competitors are doing, which you can either copy or exploit the weaknesses. We'll then put all of this into a 15-minute video, which we send to you by email, usually within 2 to 3 working days. The whole thing is free. Hallelujah! So go to exposureninja.com/review to request your free review today. Lesson 4, if you're going to go hard with your pay-per-click advertising, be smart too. So here we're looking at HelloFresh's pay-per-click strategy. And we can see that basically they're targeting 3 or 4 different types of keyword. First is their own brand. Good idea to target that, going to be lots of competitors bidding for that brand name. They're also targeting competitor brand names. Again, makes sense, if people are shopping for competitors, you may as well try and pull some of that traffic. They're also targeting plenty of informational keywords, things like how to lose weight fast, keto diet, and meal ideas. So searches for these terms can possibly be turned into customers, but most likely they're looking for informational content. The goal will be to convert them to some sort of email sign up and then sell them on the idea of HelloFresh over the next days, weeks, or months through follow-up ads and emails. But here's where things get really weird, because rather than optimize the ad copy for the keywords that they're targeting, they're just using generic ad copy. So they're running a competitor ad campaign against Blue Apron's brand, but rather than reference Blue Apron or any of the reasons people would choose HelloFresh over Blue Apron, they just run generic ads. They're running an ad for online grocery delivery, but they're not referencing online grocery delivery in the ad. Same in the UK with some of these informational phrases. How to lose weight? They're just running an ad for HelloFresh. They're not talking about weight loss at all. It gets worse. Not only is the ad copy generic, the landing pages that they're sending this traffic to are also generic and terrible. So in the UK, everyone is being sent through to this page here with no information above the fold about HelloFresh at all. So I could have just gone onto Google, typed in how to lose weight fast. I see an ad for HelloFresh which doesn't talk about losing weight. Now the somewhat good news is I'm unlikely to click on that ad because it doesn't reference anything that I've just searched for. But if I do click on that ad, the page I end up on has absolutely no reference to losing weight at all. Same with a competitor. I might have searched for a competitor of theirs, seen a HelloFresh ad, clicked on it, and then I go onto a page which doesn't reference any of the benefits of using HelloFresh versus their competitor. Exactly the same in the US. I'm going straight through to a sign up page. There's no attempt to sort of sell me or warm me up at all. It's just hit me with an offer and try and convert me. Then, rather than education about HelloFresh, I've got posts from Instagram. In fact, I have to go 1, 2, 3 page scrolls before I even get a description of what HelloFresh is. And even then it's body copy, which I'm less likely to read. Now, similar vibe in the US. Whilst they do have a better landing page, the point is that this landing page is not optimized for the search term or the ad copy at all. The whole thing is completely generic. And at this spend level, that is mind-blowing. And this is really surprising, although not unprecedented, because we have seen before how big companies can often do some really strange things with their pay-per-click. We saw Figma taking a similarly wasteful approach with their PPC, link in the description. The key to increasing your pay-per-click ROI is to ensure there's consistency from search term all the way through to landing page. Customer searches for a keyword, sees a search ad with that keyword in, lands on a landing page with that keyword in about that topic and converts. Now, kind of weirdly, HelloFresh has another UK brand called Green Chef, and they do a much better job of this. So if you search for something like keto meals, you see an ad which is actually about keto meals. Now, the ad isn't amazing, but at least when you click on it, you do go through to a page which is about keto meals. So the takeaway here is that if you're going to go big with your pay-per-click, make sure you're scaling an optimized campaign. That means your ad copy uses your target keywords and your landing page is relevant to your target keywords as well. In this video, we break down the components of a successful landing page and show you a whole bunch of examples. Your landing pages are crucial to your pay-per-click performance. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to click subscribe and let us know in the comments. I love reading your comments. Until next time, see you soon.